A lot of people may be underwhelmed by what I'm going to say, but I think sometimes you see this cycle where the more complex things get, the simpler the answer is. And I feel like the last 20 years can kind of be characterized by saying that the digital marketing industry came into existence because it was too complex for the normal layperson to understand. Nobody wanted to go learn how to build backlinks or build pages or administrate a website. Like, well, what if AI solves all those problems? What if it's no longer complex anymore? What if the everyday person can do this stuff? Well, now what? Well, it means that potentially a lot of people who made their living doing digital marketing are going to have to figure out what's next. But for the business owner, what that means is that we've probably come back to or are on our way back to the importance of building a brand, the importance of the experience that your clients have with you, which I contend is a brand. The feeling they get because of the experience they've had is your brand. It's not a logo, it's not a tagline, it's not your color palette. Like all those are just merely components of a brand, but the feeling, when I think about like opening a new iPhone and that how cool the packaging is and how much I love the feel of the product in my hand, and I love that seamlessly across all my computers and my iPads and my devices at home, and that it just works all the time. And I never ever have to like, did you try shutting it down and restarting it? Like I don't ever have to do that crap because it just all works. Those characteristics that I just described, that's Apple's brand, right? It just works. I like how it feels. And so I feel like in 5 years, that's probably where we're at, is much of the complexity has been eliminated, that the average person can start a business, and it's going to be far more important the experience people have. Now, I do think maybe I could make that answer a little more interesting by saying that I do think perhaps what you may see is that services and products may become more fractured and specialized because of that process. If everybody can start a business, everything's going to be more competitive. And if everybody can do all the things, well, then what will differentiate you is knowledge gained from your own experience. And you might become the only one who can do a particular thing really, really well with the use of AI. And it's hard for me to go much more high fidelity than that because, gosh, I don't know, that we're really on the verge of a frontier, and a lot's shifting. But I think broad stroke, those are a lot of the things I anticipate will start happening. It's hard to move forward if you don't know where you are. Path has to be relative to where you actually are, and then it needs to be prioritized. So if you're talking about getting more clients and customers from the web, well, I suppose selfishly what I would say is you need a search engine model blueprint of your primary market, your keywords and your website and your competitors' websites. You know, one of my clients came to me after having talked to one of those fully AI competitors I mentioned, and he basically said, why can't AI analyze my website, analyze my competitor's website, and then tell me, well, what are they doing good that we could be doing better? And that's what this does. That's what we do. In a nutshell, we're going to look at your site, we're going to look at your competitor's site, and we're going to be able to tell you with real data and a real model of the search engine what you should be doing. I think it's the I think the SEO myth that I think I hate the most is that there's some prescription for any particular activity, that there's some right amount of blog posts or right amount of words per month or correct amount, and that, oh, darn it, if only we had done 10 blogs a month instead of 8 blogs a month, we'd be beating and that's, it's silly. I understand why people come to that conclusion. Part of the reason they come to this conclusion is because my colleagues in the SEO industry sell that way. That's what and why do they do that? Well, because it's easy for everybody involved to get their head around, what are we doing for you? What do you want me to do? I want you to write blogs. How many? 8. All right, awesome. How much is that? Right? But while it's easy to sell, easy to package, easy to get your head around, it doesn't necessarily solve the real problem you were after, which was, I want more clients, I want more customers, I want more patients. And for that, you've got to have a good strategy. The best way to get a hold of me is go to clixsy.com, CLIXSY.com. And on there, there's actually down at the bottom, there's a little calendar and you can book a call. And the way I do calls, I think, is my own unique approach, where I don't have a prescriptive sales pitch for you. Instead, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to hear what's bothering you about your current situation. And then I'm going to look at the data. I'm going to tell you what I see. And I believe deeply in the concept that a prescription without a diagnosis is malpractice. And so I'm going to make sure that we've done all the due diligence to correctly diagnose what you want and what it's going to take to get there before I ever prescribe anything. And when I do, it'll be based on real data.